Hi, I'm Stacy from ConstructConnect. I'm joined here by Alex Carrick, our very own chief economist. Alex, thanks for spending some time with us to chat.
It's my pleasure, Stacy. Very much looking forward to the tough questions you're going to ask me.
I'm sure you can handle them. My first question, it seems when we're talking about the construction sector's adoption of technological advances that we've seen emerging, we're so caught up in our own day-to-day activities, it's hard for us to gauge what the big picture is. Can you provide us with some context and perspective?
Yes, as you know, I actually talked about this morning, and I really had to think about it, and I really had to try and formulate an approach to it. And what I came up with eventually was a four-box matrix, and there's a personal products aspect to high tech and a personal practices aspect to it, which is the internet and so on. Personal product are things like iPhones and smartphones. And then there are business product aspect, which for construction is any number of things like drones and augmented reality and virtual reality, and business practices approach to things, which is the way you put those products to use. And the forest aspect of it is that high tech is influencing everything. And it's the obvious things, but it's so many other things. It's the economic implications, and this is kind of where I come in. For example, high-tech devices use different raw materials, or raw materials are used in different ways. There's shifts between raw materials. Electric cars, for example, use far more copper than gas-powered cars, and that's going to mean a demand for more copper and demand for lithium and so on. And that's going to determine resource projects that are built, which is construction. So there's all those other aspects to it than you would probably think about.
So, in terms of advances that have really led the way, what are some technologies that you feel have really been a driving force in the last 5 to 10 years, and what trends do you see leading the pack in the future, in the next short term?
Well, there's just so many. In terms of products, I love the idea of magnetic levitation elevators. I mean, they got to get the cost down, but it's those kind of advances. But speaking more generally, it's the Internet of Things that I suspect will be the really next big advance. And the Internet of Things is far more than just consumer products, what you've got in your home, because everybody thinks of the Internet of Things as being able to turn on your TV set or your entertainment equipment, your music and so on. But in construction, it's about monitoring inventory. It's the next stage of just-in-time inventory. It's the evolution of just-in-time inventory. And it's the evolution of preventative maintenance, because if you've got sensors and monitors in your equipment, you can anticipate when your equipment needs to be repaired. And then a huge growth area in the economy is going to be infrastructure. And infrastructure is going to have a whole communications aspect, or an Internet of Things component. There's going to be sensors in bridges to determine the flex of those bridges and whether that eases your anxiety or makes you become more anxious about the safety of bridges, and you got to call in a team of engineers to shore up structures. And same with automated vehicles. That's going to have a whole communications aspect as well, between the cars and a central monitoring agency to determine where traffic would flow best. So it's just sweeping changes.
Thanks, Alex, for joining us. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos from the event. Have a great day.